Starting a video. Starting a video. Should be on YouTube in a second. Yep, right there it is. Yeah, just press a couple of buttons and there it goes. You can mute it or everybody has a, how do I put it? My brain's not functioning. Everybody either has to allow their voice to be heard or you make it where it doesn't even record their voice, or you can have it just set up for your voice or no voice at all. And it just does the videos and broadcasts. Right now I'm going against Sophie on Brands Hatch and my Mercedes-Benz. I'm letting her drive it, see how she does with it. Because I've been testing since last night how Sophie reacts to some of my tunes on certain vehicles. Honestly hoping if they do make a Gran Turismo 8 that Sophie is one of the main AI that's in the races. Actually, they're already working on it, I'm pretty sure, just because of how content has been for this game as of late. Wouldn't be surprised if it's actually... I know this sounds odd, but it wouldn't even surprise me if they're actually trying to plan for Gran Turismo 8 to be on PlayStation 6 at this point. But what I'm getting at is we're at that point to where we're getting close, not ready, but close to the next console generation. If it's even gonna happen. Oh yeah. Oh, agreed. Like, I mean, if they don't watch what they're doing and how they're doing it, people aren't gonna spend money on it. Coming off their high horse is what's happening. I mean, it has been a long time coming. Yeah. For real? Only thing I don't like about the Sophy AI currently with this is, which it ain't even a fault to her, it's a fault that if you use your own custom cars, they reduce your payout. Not you using your own custom car, but if you make her use your custom cars, it reduces your payout, which I think is kind of usually it's more than the PP, but I think what they're thinking is, oh, you're going to put her in some low-end cars while you're in a high-end car type thing. But I mean, all right, I get that, but when you're actually setting up a custom race, you have the option of selecting your garage cars to put her in. And you could reduce the PP of said cars because it goes off of whatever your current tune is on those cars, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think they want people to abuse it and just earn a whole bunch of money, so that's why they did it, you know. You remember the Daytona method that they had some time ago? Where you'd put the AI in scaled down tomahawks, but the PP was still extremely high, and you're in a fast little car to get a whole bunch of money. I don't think they want a similar scenario to that, so that's why they did it. Because she already has a direct buff to the payout when you're using her, if that makes sense. So I think that's why they did it. I could be wrong. No Canada track. I'm sad about that, but the AI with her and being able to do custom races with her, I'm actually enjoying. Because it's not like the standard AI. The the payout's not horrible. Like I was looking at a way of doing this one Group 1 race here later for about an hour. I'll reset it back up in Group 1 cars against her, and I mean, half a mil's half a mil. May not be the best, but that's still fun. And she's a better AI to actually race. Huh? Yeah, against her in Group 1 cars. An hour. So probably about 16 on Le Mans. On Le Mans. No, Le Mans. I said it. I did it for. Yeah. So I mean, against her, yeah. Like she's a more. It should honestly. I think even putting tire wear and fuel should increase the payout for the custom races. But I will have to say she's a more competitive AI depending on the car you're in. So they're not going to be like miles behind you. They will be up on you. Like right now, even though we're on lap 6 and I'm finally in a lead, they're probably zero point 0.1 of a second behind me or trying to pass me like she just did. Like, she's not a bad AI. I think the first iterations of her were a little broken, though, and not in a good way. Kinda. She's not. She's got emojis that she signals with. I mean, you can watch the stream; it'll show it if you wanted to. You don't have to. I'm just saying if you wanted to see what she's like, because I know the PS4 version of this game don't have that. I'm just saying she's very competitive. Like she ain't gonna be miles behind like other people, either your own personal friends or the other AI that's in the game currently. Yeah, gives you like a competitive style to the game without having to go to multiplayer for it. I'm not saying she can't be slow because if you get in the right rhythm and the right car, you can get way ahead of her. Not completely ahead of her, but you can get at least like 3 or 4 seconds ahead of her until she starts trying to cheat. Because I have seen her cheat. Because she does not like losing. But to be fair, who does? Pretty much. But I know why they only limit it to the PS5 version, because she takes a lot to render. Because you could have 20 of her on a track at a time. Or, 19, because you're the other driver. Usually the front versions of her are going to be the fastest, but the ones closer to the rear, depending on the car, will be the slower ones. No, when you are racing against her, though, you gotta stay on point, because if you make any mistake that's really bad, you're probably not staying in the lead. Coming in the last lap. No, I was kind of irritated prior to this, because the old version of her could only be used on, like, quick races, and most of those races were like 3 laps at the most. Hell, Nuremberg's was only a lap. Yeah, basically you can make the custom races where you can do longer races with her and actually enjoy that, because it makes it more enjoyable, I guess. Because yeah, you got this AI, and most tracks when I was racing against her, I was passing her for the most part by maybe lap 1 or 2, or halfway through the track. Like say on Nuremberg, that's just a 1 lap race. Halfway through the track, I was already passing her. But I mean, it's not like she wouldn't stay up on me. I just I could pass her fairly easily, and doing this actually makes it more competitive, I think, because I think they've bumped up her AI just a little bit, or you can put it on a higher difficulty, or a proper higher difficulty that I think that properly registers. There we go. I mean, second place was only .4 off of me. Um, third was only .3 off of that one, and so on and so forth. The farthest back in the pack was only 5 seconds off of me, the lead, when we finished the race, if that says anything. I don't know, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. And I'm setting up a that hour race to go against her now. I don't think I'm going to need to pit, but who knows. long as I don't overheat my tires too much, I should have enough fuel to make it through the race, so I shouldn't need to pit. Unless it rains, that's going to be a big factor. Hopefully it don't. I think next time I do this Group 1 race against her, I'm going to set it up so she uses my Group 1 cars, because the random ones the game actually gave her now are too slow compared to the one I'm in. Like, I even got her on professional difficulty and she's still falling behind. Not too bad. I mean, 5 seconds isn't that much, but 5 seconds can be, especially if I keep up with my pace. What's up? Okay. Ooh, that wasn't good. You back? All right. Why is that? I guess, but especially with the way Ubisoft is right now, yeah. I would probably eventually go back to Motorfest if I feel like they've changed enough stuff. They're eventually gonna have to make a spawn point over there on the new island. That is one thing I loved about the original cruise. There was multiple locations you could spawn at across the map, and then the crew 2 only had two. And I was like, yeah, well, I mean, one half the map or the other, I get that. But they had, the worst part about the crew 2? I love the game to death. I love it more in Motorfest. But the main thing that irritated me is they had other locations that they were planning on releasing for you to be able to spawn at across the map, and you know what? They never did it. But those locations are still on the map. Yeah, Texas. I think there's one in Vegas and Seattle. If they would just do a graphics rework of that game, update it a bit, I would be fine with it. I mean, the crew was supposed to be, yeah, unlock the houses. Like I think the crew was a good arcade game. I think them trying to push for a bit more realism in Motorfest is what kind of killed it for me. Because them trying to make it realistic, but their physics engine, the way they was working it, just didn't feel. It ain't got to be like a GT. It ain't got to be like a Forza. It ain't got to be like any of the higher end racing games that even dwarf GT or Forza. But when you're having brake lockup like you would in a realistic racing game because you brake too hard, but the thing doesn't want to turn period or act like it's actually properly braking, just straight up lockup when you barely touch the brakes, it's not good. That was one of my main gripes. They finally kind of fixed it, but still. And then you got people using these little tricks and whatnot with the controller setups or whatever might have you, or the quote unquote controller wheel setups, where you just it makes it worse, or this and that and the other, or you just sling the controller left or sling the controller right. Like, yeah, the game was wanted to be realistic, but now you just put it back to being an arcade game, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it feels great." Yeah, because it was meant to be an arcade game to begin with. Why you have to go through all this just to do that again? It's literally what the Crew 2 was, but everybody, you know, talks down on the Crew 2, but it's literally the same bloody thing. It's just it feels worse on Motorfest doing it like that. I think it does. Like, and it's not like I wasn't good at the games. I would be in platinum consistently. I'd be high platinum in both games, in the summit and everything like that. But it's just like, why do I want to waste my time doing the same thing over and over again when it really just feels like I'm spinning my wheels? Boring. Like, it's almost the same. It eventually devolved into that on the crew too, but you know, at least there was more locations and more areas to go to on the crew too. Motorfest, yeah, it looks pretty, but it's a smaller map with less roads that you can do stuff with. It should have just been a DLC to the crew too, like they originally planned it on being. Then you would have all these new cars and all this other stuff with a decent, you know, arcadey physics engine, and just add to it from there. You could literally, if it says anything with the original crew, they did a like multiple graphics updates. The crew one, I still think in some regard still kind of looks better than the crew 2, and the crew 2's a newer game. So why could they not have just made a new graphics engine for Motorfest or from Motorfest like they did and just plop it into the crew 2, or make a remastered version of the crew 2? Because you know all these companies are hell bent on making remasters. Yeah, always is. I think I'm flying around Lamar just a little too fast. Haven't even Peugeot 908 HDI Fab. I've always loved this car ever since Gran Turismo 5. No, no, it's always been fast. Like this tune that I'm running, the one that I use for Route X, right? This tune is the same tune I've converted from 5 to 6, 6 to Sport, and now Sport to this. This tune is the same tune, transmission and everything, just modified. Like, it has the same feel now as it did then, if that makes any sense. Like, yeah, the physics engine has improved and all this, but it's literally identical to what it was. Transmission specs and everything. But I mean, this car has always been fast, regardless. It's just the amount of torque it has is obscene. I know back in, I think it was 6 that had the base model where you could just color it however you wanted to. Loved that thing. I think I painted it chrome blue. But I know since then, I've always kept the stock livery on. I still love the car to death, but I've always kept the stock livery on it because pretty sure it was GT5. Me and a group of friends did like a 200 lap race in these cars, stock versions of them, on Indianapolis. I've fell in love with this thing ever since. I just ran a 320. Good Lord. Like, I got NOS attached to this thing right now, and I haven't even touched it once because I'm 13 seconds ahead of her, and I spun out and still ahead of her. I really need to reset up all my Group 1s, adjust them out. I probably will reduce how many cars are on the track when I do that, but set them all back up for Le Mans, and then give her my tunes for those cars with my setups and everything. Give her those and let her drive, because then she'd probably be up here with me. I'd rather that be the case instead of being that far behind. Like 13 seconds almost. Yeah. And I think the fastest vehicle they're in currently is the Mazda LM55. I'm pretty sure that's what I seen when she got up close when I spun out. And I think that's the fastest one that's actually close enough to me. Everything else is kind of spread out everywhere across the track. Not too far behind. I think the slowest ones are actually a little up from the pit lane. Yeah, they're all getting close to coming onto the main straightaway on the backside. I don't know, but I am looking forward to Forza at the end of April coming to PlayStation. I mean, whenever you do get the 5, just tell me, because there's a lot of fun PS5 style games or upgrades for the 5. Oh, the M.2 SSD. M.2 SSD, yeah. Make sure it's a 4th generation or higher. Yes. It It is internal, but it's also semi-external. You take off the cover plates of the PS5, and the cover to put it in is literally right there. You unscrew something, pop it off, put it in, and then just go. Like it's just like plug and play, almost like a headphone jack into a phone or something. But it also depends on the model of PS5. I don't know if the newer ones are more of a pain to put in or not. I'm gonna do a NOS run on this one just to see what kind of lap time I get. I'm gonna have to be careful because this being the Route X tune, I don't have a lot of aero on this car right now. Now you remember back in like 6 where people used to drag race back on the backside of Indy on the road course version of it? Yeah. Yeah. This tune. Not only did I use it on Red X, but also used it on the Indy races against people for a quarter mile. Its first gear tops out at like 110. That's the FAP. Yeah. And then the other gears, top speed still is like close to 300 for a Le Mans car. I think even in this game it's close to 300. I think in the old games, because these things had even more horsepower, I actually could get more out of them. But you know, that's those games, not this one. Yeah, they. But also, that thing has a lot less power in this game than it ever did in the other games for the Toyota GT1. Ooh, I am booking this thing around the track. 3 minutes and 14.5 seconds. And this is the chicaned version of Le Mans. That is good. I know using that little nitrous buff I did to go around the track kind of killed my rear tires. I'm going to have to pit. I'm on lap 8 just to get a fresh set of tires. I'm pretty sure the fuel should last me the rest of the race, though. If I can get a 30-second lead, that's more than enough to give me a chance to catch up, because me pitting for tires has got to cause her to get in the lead. I might put just a tad bit of fuel into this thing. I said I might end up putting just a tad bit of fuel into this thing. Because if my math's mathing right, I would only have barely enough fuel to make it to lap 17. Because I'm pretty sure it's got to end about 17. I do need to go use the bathroom. I've been drinking too much coffee today since I've been up. Be right back. Here we go. Break, 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 break. Oh, that's great. That's what I get for having to go to the bathroom and losing focus. End up slamming right into the pit wall. Well, she just passed me. I guess we get to see what kind of car she's in. Pretty sure it's the LM55. It's the only other car I know that could be fast at this stock. Well, that or the Audi, but even then, the Audi has a hindrance to its top speed. Little bit of the go-go juice. Go, muffin button, go! Yep, the LM55. Hello. Bye-bye. Alright, I'm having a bit too much fun with this. I really, though, need to adjust it so the AI can keep up a bit better. Can't remember if it was the VR or the PlayStation. One of the two got a price cut recently. I think it was the VR. The PlayStation VR. I think it got a price cut recently. Yeah. It used to be like 400 or 500. I think it's like 3 something now. But I mean, I enjoy that thing for. Nah, I think it's just because I can't sell the thing. It was too pricey for what it was worth, and at the time, you could only use it on the PlayStation. Now you can use it on PlayStation and PC. But even then, I mean, it's VR gaming's a little bit niche, if you know what I'm saying. About the only games I use my PlayStation VR 2 for is Gran Turismo and like horror games like Resident Evil. Which, don't get me wrong, I enjoy those. So I mean, it's money worth spent. Like I've used it quite often in GT7 for sure. I honestly say it's worth it if you love sitting in the cockpit of the cars, or if you have a wheel to go with it. Which I do have a wheel. I need to get that set back up eventually, but I prefer a controller too much. It's got to take a while to get used to doing a wheel again. You know the worst part though? When I was using a wheel just for a little bit on GT Sport, I was doing identical times to what I could do on a controller. I just, if I do get a wheel, I want to get a newer one, and I want to get a direct drive, like the Fanatec or Fanic. Fanic, is it Fanic? Yeah, it's Fanic, I believe. I don't know. Well, I know there's I can't remember if it's Fanatec or Fantic because people pronounce it differently, and plus one is a robotics company, and I think the other one is the wheel company, where they both might be the same. I could be wrong. I know when I was messing around in college there for a while trying to get another associate's degree, I was doing robotics, or actually it was mechatronics, but I was in the robotics class for that at the time. And I was messing around with it. Like, I would like to, because I have my associates in welding. I was trying to get an associates in industrial maintenance and mechatronics. Was like I still got my welding degree, but I'd like to take. Right. Oh yeah, I believe it. Cause um, I know I would like to get a master's or doctorate in engineering at some point or another, but that's beside the point. Um, that's if I ever get enough money to go attempt to do that. um, I mean, I love the technical stuff. I mean, you know me, known me more than long enough. I mean, hell, when we was originally playing is when I first started going to college. I was doing college classes after I got out of middle school. I was doing high school and college at the same time at that point. I mean, next year it'll be 10 years since I graduated college. Good Lord. Wonder what the weeklies will end up being for tonight. I guess I'll just have to wait till midnight and see. Having issues on GTA. Right. Wonder if I tried hard enough. I wonder if I could lap the back AI versions of Sophie. They're on the straightaway, or some of them are on the straightaway now, and I'm actually getting close to being on the straightaway myself. The back straightaway. I'd have to use quite a bit of fuel, and I'd have to probably use what's left of my NOS to pull it off. See where I'm sitting on the next lap, and I might give it a shot. Mm, mm, That's not good. That definitely was not good. Honestly, I can't tell if my brakes locked up or if I just didn't brake in time, but either way, the car just went skidding off the track. It felt like my brakes locked up, and I don't know why, though. Might be using them too much. Makes no sense. I came into that corner a lot hotter earlier. Might be the direction of the wind. No, well, might be a combination. It might be a combination of brake lockup and me getting lazy with my braking. Sometimes you don't have to. Other times you need to actually full on brake. I try not to overheat my brakes, so that's why I tap them half the time. Overheat them too much, you're screwed. Car's doing okay. All the classic ones. Be it all. Go ahead. Yeah, the 700 pp Le Mans run. Yeah. It is. It usually does. I will have to say, though, mildly irritates me the Ferrari is actually faster than all of them. No, no, it may not be, but if you unrestrict all three, the Jag, the Ford, and the Ferrari, that Ferrari's faster than the Jag and the Ford. Yeah. For whatever reason, it's just straight up faster than the other two, and I'm just like, well, shit. That's one thing I had an issue with the Ford, like in GT5 and 6, is it was just slower than the other two. It still kinda is the Mark IV at least. The Mark One, it'll get up and get the hell out of here. I wish they had the Mark Two and the Mark Three in the game though. It would have been. I know. I I know one. Right. I know one major complaint is people want newer GT3, GT4, and you know Le Mans cars. I don't know if it's just they can't get the rights to the newer cars or they're just not willing to do it. I mean, especially with GT7, the GT7's an old game now. Like, unless they have exclusive rights like Forza does to Koenigsegg. You can't get the rights to something if somebody else has exclusive rights to it. Yeah, because they made a deal with Forza. shouldn't be, but you know, shouldn't be. Well, I mean, well, hell, look how long it took. Well, look how long it took him to get Ferrari. Think about that. Look how, look how long it took him to get Porsche. Which Porsche, when I understand, it took forever for everybody to get Porsche. You know why? Because EA had the rights to use Porsche in the Need for Speed games for so long, and when that contract finally ran out, Porsche went to other racing games. Contracts are a pain. Should. I know one thing that's mildly irritating, though, in a weird way. Maybe not. We're getting to a point where newer cars are actually worse than the older ones, except for the race cars. Like, newer race cars are still pretty good. Newer street cars, mm, maybe the higher end ones like the hypercars and stuff like that. But I know, I know exactly what people want, but people don't. People don't. Exactly. Yeah. They had them in the old games, but they had a good selection of other cars in the older games too. Yeah, but then there would come an issue with why do we have all these challengers but nothing else? You know, GT has a reputation of that. No, I know, I get what you're saying. Or give us the ability to modify it to make it into such instead of actually having multiple cars. They tried to get the F1 rights. It's because other companies have the rights to the F1. But that's why we have discount. That's why we have discount versions of them. I mean, I can't remember who has rights to Formula One, but it's one of those companies that never gets it. Like they always get it, and no one else. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, the reason why they have games like those, though, just for Formula One, is because they could focus more on the physics just for the Formula One instead of being spread out everywhere. I get that, but still has Formula One cars and has had them in the past and needs to actually have them in the game. I mean, people want them in the game. I mean, it may not be the most accurate like you could with a different game that will actually be focused only on those cars, but people still want them in the game just to have them. They did. You want to know? No one wants to make a game for fun anymore. They want to make a game for profit. Yep. No one builds games for fun. They build it for profit, and if it's not profitable, what do? They don't make it. It's literally what it's boiled down to. I'm honestly surprised GT and things like that, because car racing games are kind of niche in a weird way. Not the worst niche thing, because there's other games that are more niche, but it comes down to if it's a niche title and they don't think they can make enough money on it, they're not going to make it. They're not even going to fund it. No, no, that is the problem with GT anymore is they don't actually listen to the fans. I know for a fact Forza, for the most part, not always, but they do listen to the fans and kind of what they want, and they try to get it for them. GT don't do that. Love GT. So Ubisoft too. I mean, yeah, suing people. Ubisoft suing people. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I love GT to death, but GT has its faults, and one of its major faults is they don't give us the tracks, and they don't give us newer race cars or cars that people actually want. I think the only car out of the last 9 cars that absolutely irritated the piss out of me was that bloody Toyota. Now, I don't like the fact the others was, but if you added all of them up into one pack, that wouldn't be bad instead of separating it like they have. Like if we got all of those in one go, been fine. Let's see, the Formula One I enjoyed. I haven't drove much of the Vantage because I'm just not a big Aston Martin fan, but it's a good car. I know that. The Unimog was okay. What's the other one before that? I think the update before that was the worst one. I'm pretty sure that's the update that came with the Toyota, wasn't it? I thought that was a V12 in that thing. Or are you saying like what car was in that's over 500 horsepower that's over a V6? Yeah, I'll give you that. I I bet you money I know exactly what they're doing. They're giving us cars. They're saving the good stuff for 8. I bet you hardcore money that's why. And they're only giving us a little bit of things that are from 8 now as DLCs. No, they're a corporation. Why would they? Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what's going to happen. People who play GT are going to be over there. I'm going to be over there. I don't even. It ain't even the map. It's the track creator I want. It's the different cars. It's some of the engine swaps and drivetrains. I'm more interested in that than I am the bloody map. Hell, it took them to GT7 to finally add engine swaps. Think about that. Nope. Yep. People do drivetrain swaps and everything almost. Yeah. Because the one thing that I know kept a lot of people away from Forza is because it was Xbox. I know that for a fact. They have no excuse now. Can I pass the back car at the last 2 minutes of the race? What car is it even in? Oh, that's hilarious. The 20th AI of her is in the Audi R18 from 2011. The car that's identical to this, it has the turbo diesel in it, that should be up here with me, is the one that's at the back of the pack. That is hilarious. But I mean, at the same time, some of the AI has to be slower, and I don't know what the game has those cars registered to for her to drive, if that makes sense. You know, the tune is on itself. Like, the car's fast in the right hands with the right tune. If it's got a stock tune and it's got its gears capped out, can't do much about that. And I was right. About lap 17, 18 is when the race is going to finish. Oh, get a good day's of rest here in a couple weeks and do a 24-hour race against Sophy on Nuremberg. I, I don't know. I've done it by myself a long time ago, but it's been years since I've done a 24-hour race by myself. Don't. Oh yeah. Coming across the finish line, and we're good. Lapped an AI and everything. Oh, so looking at it now, two LM55s was behind me. Tomahawk, McLaren, Tomahawk, the classic Jag. Three of the classic Nissans were right there on top of each other. In 11th was the hybrid Porsche. Behind that was the TSO 50. I'm actually curious what the whole list was here. Kind of want to know all the cars I was racing against. So two LM55s, second and third. Tomahawk, McLaren, Tomahawk, XJR9, the three Nissan 9 R92s, the Porsche hybrid, the Toyota TS050 hybrid, the GTR Le Mans Nismo from 2015, that front wheel drive hunk of shit. um, it can be. It is a quick car. Um, the Audi VGT, two of those, and then from there down, they got lapped because of the timer. So the in 16th was the 962C, the Audi R18 from 2016, the two Bugattis, and then me, or that one Audi R18 TDI from 2011. This isn't even all the Le Mans cars. Like they got her in multiple of the same thing. Yeah, yeah, these are the ones they randomly chosen. This is not even mine. And there's so many duplicates of the same car. Like I think the next time I do this, I'm probably gonna make it where she's in my cars and give her one because I'm pretty sure there's enough group ones to where every AI can be in a different car. Like I'm pretty positive on that. I'm actually getting ready to go look at the list. I mean, half a mil for a 1 hour race that actually was pretty fun against her. I mean, it wasn't the best because she wasn't up there with me, but you know, it wasn't horrible. There is 22 Le Mans cars, Group Ones. They could have made it to where she was in at least one of every single one instead of duplicates. The fact that I would have to actually make it to where they were mildly irritates me because, okay, say if I ran the FAP again, just take that out of the list, that's still 21. 21. And at that point, I would knock off one of the cars that would be similar to itself. So, like say the Toyota TSO 30 hybrid. We got the 2016 TSO 50 hybrid, so I'd knock it off. So that would be 20 exactly, including myself. So that'd be one of every car. Why couldn't they have done something like that instead of randomly doing it the way they did? Don't know. Maybe I'm just griping to be griping. Like I need to make supper, but I'm thinking after I make supper, I'm probably got to run that race. I need to actually see what all my cars are set up for, though. I need to actually oil change this. No, no, I'll probably do an hour, maybe two. But I want to cook supper first and eat before I get down to that nitty gritty crap. It's almost 6:30. Like just to keep it for consistency's sake, I'll probably still run the FAP, but I'm gonna make sure she is in one of my cars instead of whatever random crap. Like, yeah, I'm probably gonna get a less payout because of it, but who cares? That'd be more of an engaging race than what I just did. Like, even without the NOS, I was about 7 to 12 seconds ahead. With NOS, I got myself up to like 20 seconds ahead. It should not be like that with her. Like I've raced her in some of the different vehicles I've have, like in the quick races. Either they're identical or sometimes they're way far ahead of what you have on the field, spec wise. Um, there's 22. Why do I have 23? Do I have a duplicate of something here? Oh yeah, that's right. I do have a duplicate of the 21, right? No, maybe 21. The GR010 Hybrid 21. Don't I have? Is that a duplicate? There has to be a duplicate here. What's going on? The SL300 20 million one? Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. It is the slowest of the $20 million cars. I don't know. Hell, the Formula One from the close to the similar year, you know the one I'm talking about, the one they added that's also 20 million. I'd rather drive it. All right. Am I losing my mind? I swear I'm losing my mind. There's 22 Group 1s in the game. I have 23 Group 1s in my garage. There is a duplicate here. I got a duplicate here somewhere, and I'm overlooking it. Nope, I figured out which one it is. I hate it. I hate everything. I figured out which one. I have a duplicate of the L750R hybrid Peugeot. I, I have a duplicate of it. Didn't realize that. I don't like having duplicates. Not that some cars, yes. Something that's identical to itself, no. Identical, like it can't be swapped or anything. If it's a race car, I don't want a duplicate of it. Usually. I might head over to Warframe here in a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. There's stuff on Warframe I need to actually grind for. That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know. Okay. But now I got to go through all 22 of my group ones and make sure they're all set up and ready to go. I mean, I don't even have to do all. Yeah, the ones that are actually classified as group ones. Yeah, I'm probably got to set them all up for. This is set up for racing, so this one's good. It's not going to have the highest top speed, but it's definitely got to have the handling. Alright, category. Pretty sure this still has the speed tune, so it'll be fine. Alright. Okay. Might as well set this one up for the speed tune. It already is, never mind. Focus, 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 focus. This needs an oil change. Let's go do that. Because honestly, I think the AI with her would be better with my vehicles. I really do. Because, I don't know, I feel like the game actually giving. Yes. No, she'll drive him with my tune. That's the way it's set up. So she will actually be up there with, or should theoretically be up there with me. Quotation marks on that, because I don't necessarily know. But I do know that I may have screwed something up. Whatever. We'll fix that real fast. This should at least be able to, that's too much. Let's say about right here. And reduce that first gear a bit. Just a tiny bit, not a lot. Alright, so that's set up. What's up?
How did you put the batteries in? How did you put the batteries in? Try again, the other one, since it's green.
Well, how long does it take to charge?
About 2 hours.
Well, then try it and see what happens. What'd you say, Bolton? Oh, nice. Okay, 6.
Fucking extra needy. Uncalled for. Extra needy.
Just do it to this tune because I'm pretty sure that's the faster. Yep. This. I'm going through all my group ones real fast. I know some of them I have tunes, heavy modified tunes for, and those are the ones I'm going to try to use. But not every single one of them is, and I know I'm going to have to go through them and see. Pretty much. Top speed or something other. Depends on the car. Like, I don't want to undersell it, but I want to make sure that the AI I'm going to be racing against actually right. Like, I don't have to go through every single one of these, but the ones that I'm going to be using, I'm going to have to. That should be more than enough for this. Okay, keep going. This thing needs modified. Just gotta reset that to default, modify this, go down here, adjust this to this, go down here, adjust that down. Set that to about here. Nah, that's too much. The first gear is way too high. Drop that down a bit. Drop that down to here. Drop that down to here. Manufacturer. Why did I go manufacturer? It's category. Okay. Good. That'll be good enough. I don't think we're going to be going around this track going 300, but you never know. That's 12 cars done. I said I was going to leave off the 2012. And there's another car I'm gonna have to leave off. We'll figure it out. Figure it out, figure it out, figure it out. Alright. Come on, almost done. It's a 5th design tune. STK, what the hell? Oh, no, no, no. No. We'll use that for this one. Okay. What in the royal hell is this? You know what? I'm probably just gonna let it have at it. I have a tune on the Sauber Mercedes-Benz C9, and it's labeled called Valhalla, and I have no clue why, nor do I care. That is just funny. I swear I don't know. Sometimes I have no clue what I'm even doing half the time. Like, I know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing it. You know, labeling things a certain way. Sometimes it's just straight funny. know what? Those are 3 Toyotas of the same. I'm gonna just say screw it on the Toyotas, so it's something different. Okay, so leave the suspension alone, come down here, make sure to equip the turbo, move this back to 440. Definitely gonna have to make some food. I'm getting hungry. Bad. That'll happen. I've done it on GTA quite often. Do something. I was like, why did I not get that? What is wrong with me? Nah, I've had some situations like that. It's just, ugh. That's right. I can't modify this too heavily. Too many Audis in this game, I swear. This is... What is this? Why is this this? Alright, now we're down to the last 3, which is all 3 Toyotas. Probably only gotta use one of the Toyotas. Probably gotta use the GR010 hybrid from 21. I sold my original one when they gave me this gift card version of it. Wait a minute. I was saying, like, I know you can add a turbo to this thing. What the hell? Go set this thing up. So, out of all the cars I'm getting ready to give her, which one do you think she's got to do the best with? I didn't buy NOS with this, so well, it's not like she's going to use it. Or use nitrous, whatever. Okay, put myself back into the fab. Go over here. Yeah. Go to this. Go to Lamar. Go to custom races. Yes, yes. Load. Load. Alright. Do set it to 1, 1. Low. Set it to real. Gotta go over here. Whatever. Change car. Put you in this. We're just gonna go in reverse order. Nissan. I did not want to do the Nissan again. Thank you very much, game. Wait a minute. One VGT is excluded from here. Which one is it? Or one car is excluded from this. I wonder if she can't drive it. Which car is it? The Alpine. You can't drive. She. What the hell? They've got it set up to where she can only drive certain cars, right? And you can only let her drive certain cars. Turns out of the 22 Group 1s, she can only drive 21 of them because the Alpine VGT she can't drive. I'm looking at the list of vehicles that I can select for her, and she can't drive that one. It took it out of the list of cars that she. Why? I don't know. I'm honestly. It's odd. That's curious. Means I have to supplement with a different car because I was expecting her to be able to use it, so. You know what? Screw it. I'll give her the FAP. That way it's two FAPs on the field. I mean, I don't like. Yeah, I'll let her drive my FAP, see what she can do with it. So, I mean, I was going to use one of the other Toyotas, but I mean, those are going to be slow regardless, so see how she does. I'm going to do a one. I got it set up for 8 laps. I mean, I'll actually set it up here later. This is more just a test. I want to see how, yeah. Oh, she taking off with the FAP. Like, these are all my tunes. This has got to be better. This will be a better race. I can already tell this would be a better race. Ooh, somebody just spun out. I don't know if people are playing dirty up ahead or what, but I mean, somebody. What the. I just got ran off the track by the AI. Alright. Smiling about it all whole bloody way down. Issue is, it looks like the AI can't compensate for certain tunes because they don't know how to actually handle them. Ain't that something? It's probably why they've only ever restricted our individual car use for this longest period of time with specific tire setups and compounds. Now, see, that's what I was expecting out of that car. Not being back at the pack at 20th. Seven eight seven B just saying hell with it and just going for it. Oh, it's like the AI's on a lower difficulty because, it put the little yellow bar down the middle. No. These are my tunes with her driving. Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a lot harder. I like this. Yeah, their bloody minds not realizing that. Oop, 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 oop. Ran off the track. At least I didn't get run off the track. I just ran off the track. Alright, there's the tomahawk. All-wheel drive can only do you so good, game. Where did the 787 go? In the world? Oh, that's what I'm talking about right there. Using my tunes to follow me through. Oh. Now this, I'm getting ready to get off here in a second and get some food, and maybe when I get back on, play Warframe or something. No, I'm just saying after I get back, I probably got to be playing Warframe. But no, she does so much better with my tunes and my versions of the cars than she did with the base version the game was giving her. It actually feels like a competition now. So yeah, it may be less payout, but the worst part about it is the game says, "Oh, it's less difficult." I'm like, do you even know how I have my things set up? It is if as long as she can keep those damn things on the track, she might even beat me. Like those tunes, I have put some damn work into. So as long as the AI can keep it on the track, they will beat me or have a chance to. Like hell, remember last last time I did the race just a little bit ago when I was racing against her. It took me a while to get into the teens with the car I'm in. I ran a 320 this go round, 320.5. Okay, her with the my tunes, and I don't even know which one it was because I messed up and used a previous save file. It has me labeled as all the names. Either way, she ran a 318, and whatever car it is, I don't know which car it is, but it ran a 318. So the AI is running faster with my cars. Like it says it's less difficult, but I know that's a crock of shit. Like I'm gonna finish this lap up, and then I'm just gonna see where all the cars are, and because there's one that I can see on the back straight or on the straightaway right now that's way back, and it just spun out again. I'm pretty sure that's the Jag. That tune on the Jag that I have, like it's fast. It's really fast. Problem is when it gets under braking or you go through a corner, it actually has a high tendency to spin out, but it's probably one of the fastest group ones in the game. Issue is it can't handle itself under that speed. I'll eventually be able to tune that out, but that's not the point. Let me focus for a minute. I gotta remove the NOS from being under my left or right analog stick where I use for my gas and brakes. Sometimes I randomly press it when I'm trying to brake, and that's not good. Should be back on later. But yeah, I will be. Probably be, like I said, just playing Warframe, but I do want to get back on GT and screw around. Alright, man. Ooh, did not want to do that. I ran over the rumble strips right there near the pit lane. I didn't want to. No, I have to set up the penalties for these races. Alright, let's see. Get it right there at the last lap. And where was all the AI at? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's because I was fashion start finish line. Okay, there's the Hyundai. There's the Audi LM55, Tomahawk 787B in sixth. Seventh was the other Hyundai. Eighth, the GR10. Oh yeah, Porsche, Mercedes, McLaren. It's not. I don't think they'll. No, I get that. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Ubisoft's. Ubisoft's its own breed. Like, yeah, I believe that. Now that I believe, but it ain't gonna be. It ain't gonna be like Activision with Call of Duty. It ain't gonna be Ubisoft with whatever the hell they're doing, or EA with. Although you ain't heard much out of EA in a long time because they were the first to start going downhill. You know that as well as I do. Unbound ain't as bad as it was when it was released. I'll say that at least. It's actually better now than it was when it was released. When it was released, I would not have touched that thing with a 10-foot pole. But I'm hopping off this for now so I can get something to eat. And I'll talk to you when I get back on. If we talk tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow, either way. But you know what I'm saying.